Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great and wonderful day. Maybe groovy, perhaps. I didn't want to go out and just go out on a limb and say groovy, so I didn't. That's why I haven't said groovy. Dan RadioStyle. That was Chicago, Just You and Me. Beautiful song. I have been very, very fortunate in the past year and a half. I've gotten to see him twice live. No Peter Cetera, just the rest of the guys. Man, what a great show. Those guys really, seriously, for their age and everything, amazing stuff. So manifest specific someone, or it's going to vary slightly based off that title. But I started just doing a lot of just digging into this today. My approach to a lot of this stuff is a little more organic than some others sometimes. But I decided to kind of dig into this, do a little research, kind of read up on some other people's thoughts, what other people are doing, what other people have had success with. My driving force in a lot of the things I choose to manifest tends to be different than most people, and that's okay. It's not mine's not better by any means. It's totally different. I don't recommend my path to really anybody. This is it's a kind of a odd way to go about things, and it's been very awesome and served me well. And maybe one day I'll get into it more. But for the majority of people, we're trying to manifest that specific somebody. I want to say, one, it's very easy. And for those of you that, like some of the stuff I read today, there's one example where this person's done it many times, multiple times. I've done it countless times, blah, blah, blah. But one thing that's kind of funny is they've manifested the wrong person. Not wrong in the sense of they didn't mean to manifest that person. They manifested exactly who they meant to manifest. Problem is that person wasn't what they thought they were going to be. That person had issues, or that person wasn't as nice as they thought, or that person was, they picked someone, ooh, he's cute, I'm going to manifest that, or she's pretty, I'm going to manifest her, and so that person's manifested a lot of those things, and I can kind of relate. I've manifested things sometimes on accident, really, and it's one of those things where, oops. So again, that comes into play, and I want a lot of you out there to think about that question. That's a really huge question, and I know a lot of people are like, well, I just want to manifest someone. Okay, totally. Keep doing what you're doing. Listen to the rest of my show. I'll cover that, and just do the practices and work on the stuff, and you'll get it. But I do think that's a valid question that's way worth asking is, am I trying to manifest the right person? And as I've said in other shows, when I try to manifest, or when I'm manifesting, there's no try. When I manifest, either do or try. I forget the Yoda phrase, right? Try or try not, do or do not, whatever it is. But the case is, when I am doing this, and I'm manifesting my specific someone that I've sort of talked about and alluded to, but I don't really get into specifics, nor will I, for the sake of me trying to manifest and for the privacy of the individual that I am just friggin' in love with, whatever. I make sure that it's in the highest divine path plan for all involved. Not just me, not just her, not just, everybody that's directly involved with us. Is this the right thing for the big picture? And I don't mean like my parents have a say. It's not like that. It's just there's always mitigating circumstances and there are people that are directly tied to you that are on a daily basis, your best friends, whatever. Like there's always people close to you that their opinions and their parts of this, the way they play it out, matter greatly. Possibly exes, things along those lines, right? So always make sure that it's in the right path. Like this is in the divine right plan. This is in my highest plan. This is in all of our higher plans. Kind of start your manifestations with that and be cool with the fact that if it's not who you're thinking, then ask for signs to show you otherwise. Because I think Anya's did a show recently and I was watching it. It was just like, wow, we can do shows on like coincidences or the synchronicities or when I get little images and symbols. That's not even fair. Like I haven't even opened up that can. I get all the time, man, daily, multiple times every single day I get signs. I love it. That's like, it makes life fun to live. So if that's free will, man, I'm going to start doing more shows on that too because I get my little signs. So that being said, if you're trying to manifest somebody that isn't in your divine plan, then ask for universe to show you. Ask for universe to maybe point someone else that kind of jumps out at you. Just ask to have clarification given to you, and you will be surprised at the things that you see. Again, manifestation's a really cool thing because it's not just that specific someone. It's not just more money. It's not just a car. It's not just a house. but it's the little things too. And we've joked about getting a free coffee or whatever at the local coffee shop, or making a light green or a parking place available. Like, it's the little things too. Like, it truly is. And really enjoying that aspect of life puts life into a whole new perspective. So again, like for me, like maybe it's going to take a while for me to manifest this particular environment where everything lines up properly and all the things are in place to make this relationship good, like to make it a good time to have that happen. Like, there's a lot of little things that are happening, a lot of growth that I'm going through for sure, right? So all these things need to come into play and need to have their fair weight. I kind of lost my train of thought on that, so I'm not really wherever I thought I was going. We're just going to let that die right there. But one question. There's a few questions that were supposed to be asked. Is when you're thinking about living in this desire. Well, okay, let's ask this question first. Sorry, I'm all over the place. When we think of this specific person, one of the questions we need to ask ourselves is, are you scared? Are you excited? Like, where are you feeling when it comes to manifesting this person? They're the right person. If it's all divine right planning and all that, then you should feel that sense of excitement when you imagine them. And I know I had a listener reach out one time when they were getting very close. It sounds like anyway they're getting very close because they had things that were manifesting. They're seeing this person, they're almost bumping into him, and they're getting nervous about it. It's like seeing them in the grocery store and you're like, do I walk up to him? I'm nervous, right? Like that, I think is healthy. Personally, that's my opinion. I believe that's healthy. In most cases, that's going to be healthy. But when you're imagining being with this person, there should still be. And I asked her this very same question, and she answered it the right way, I think, as far as what I'm asking. But how do I feel when I think of being with this person? When I think of holding and loving and being with this person and taking walks and waking up with them and growing old with them and all that. And if I'm feeling good about it, then yeah, you're definitely heading down the right path. If you feel kind of weird or some other thoughts come up, then that can definitely come into play and really mess with that whole manifestation. So again, if things aren't in the right line, it could take you a great deal more time to manifest. Are you feeling comfort in living in this desire? Like, so when you do, I guess is what I was trying to say with this little question. That's why I was dying with this one. When you feel comfort, when you feel good about living in this outcome, this desire, this person, when I think about living with that individual and it's got that great feeling and it just lights me up, that actually helps speed up our manifestations as well. Being in line and feeling that and kind of really going to that place, like that's like that Goddard aspect of it, where you're imagining being there and all the emotions that come with it. And that's kind of where I think the Hicks part kind of kicks in, right? Because you're creating that feeling, right? So when you've got those two things working together, you got Hicks and you got Goddard running side by side, right? And they're the ones you definitely want in that race with you, because they're going to help you in the end. Both these guys are going to get you to that point. But if you're uneasy about this desire, if you feel odd, you feel hesitant, you feel, or maybe it's not as pure as it should be, maybe you're some examples I had. Are we feeling lonely? Are we tied into this needs to happen a very specific way? Am I upset with the fact that this person might be free? Am I just scared I'm never going to find anyone else? Like, if you're uneasy about this whole situation, and those are some of the guiding factors, if you will, so like the feeling lonely and all that, like, if those are really your motives, then you're going to have some problems with this. There's definitely going to be that component that's going to slow you down. So again, it's worth spending the time. If this person is in your divine right plan, everything else I've said doesn't really matter so much. Keep your thoughts, feel them, all the imaginal aspects. But remember, you're on the right track. It's great. What concerns me is I know there's a lot of people out there that are frustrated because they haven't made their manifestation yet. And part of what I'm here to show is not just techniques on how to manifest, which I'm providing here, right? And I do others, but it's also development, it's guidance. Also, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've chased after people I shouldn't. I've been with people I shouldn't. I have started and stopped like manifestations all along the way. I've created jobs. I've done, countless things that I've created in my life. I'm telling you, if you have the prescribing, I don't know. If your sponsoring thought, thank you, that's what I want. If your sponsoring thought is in line, if it's appropriate for the direction you're heading in your life, if it's building you and guiding you and making you better, if it's all these things, if it's in that location, these manifestations go very smoothly, very quickly, and you tend to get there very, it's a wonderful journey. If there's things to learn, if there's lessons to partake in that whole thing, well, then there's going to be steps along the way, rest stops that we might stop at. Doesn't mean you're not still getting to your final destination. It just means I'm going to take a couple stops along the way. That's okay, right? You want to be with so-and-so. So-and-so matters so much to you, right? And that's okay in the big picture. But in order to do that, you need to do 5 different things need to happen in your life. Those 5 different things that need to happen in your life, I don't know. It's up to you how quickly it happens, but it could take, say, anywhere from 1 to 3 years, right? 1 to 3 years, these 5 things will happen depending how focused and gung-ho and willing to self-reflect and willing to look at things, right? Like, so depending on all that, you got the person of your dreams out here. I got to change like 5 things. Could take me 1 to 3 years to manifest this based off these 5 things. Is it worth it? I would assume in most cases, if this person's the one you're trying to manifest, and this is your soulmate, or this is your specific someone, or whatever the case is, I would think it would be worth it, right? It would be worth the time. And if there's certain things that you've got to, maybe you wanted to get with them. Here's a great example of why it's not good. Like, you're financially not able to survive in life without this person being in your life. You might still manifest them, but this might not be your long-term partner yet, because you're already kind of starting out with a need. You're needing someone to fulfill your needs, like something that you're, instead of being a complete person and then being a complete person, and you get together, and 2 complete people coming together make an amazingly beautiful relationship. 2 half people coming together will make for a relationship, but probably at some point there's going to be lessons and growth that's going to occur. Who knows? Who knows? I don't want to say because, but that's how it oftentimes plays out. Now, I want to say there's 2 more points I want to make is what we send out comes back tenfold. So that's not just with like when you yell at that person when you're driving, or if you're mean to the person in the checkout line at the grocery store, but that's also when we're thinking positive thoughts, right? When you're thinking and imagining your specific someone and you together, or them waking up and cuddling and you're wrapped around them, or your legs are all wrapped together, whatever, like you're in the shower together, right? There's a fun little thought. I like to have fun with everyone once in a while. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, showers are fun. That's all. That's good. It's good, clean fun. Anywho, yeah. So if you're sending out these great, wonderful vibes, and that's kind of, you're putting energy towards it, you're helping create that. That's all part of this manifestation process. And the other thing, and Anya and I brought this up the other day, something that's been close to me lately, without trying to get too terribly crazy into it, but don't be afraid to let go every once in a while. Just let go. Let go of this. Stop thinking about it. Stop doing everything every day. Like, it's one thing I want also to kind of be the attention brought to, I think I'll shine a little light on, if you will, is when we feel like we constantly have to do another affirmation, another focus wheel, another manifestation, another meditation, another whatever technique that you're trying now. Look at the sponsoring thought behind it. Am I doing this because I'm trying to just help promote what I'm trying to manifest, just trying to keep that energy flowing, trying to keep it going? Or am I concerned that it's taking too long? Am I concerned that I'm not doing the right things? Am I concerned that I need to add some additional oomph because of something else? If you've got these kinds of thoughts, or the reasons why you're looking for all these different approaches to manifesting, you're doubting yourself, period. That's why you're doing this. Your sponsoring thought is doubt. Your sponsoring thought's holding you back. The fact that you're doing all these additional things isn't really helping you as much as letting go of the doubt will help you. You've already put countless bits of effort forward. Sometimes we just got to let it do its work. So sometimes when you get frustrated, and like Anya said, she hit a wall. I've hit walls with a lot of different manifestations for that matter. And I will tell you, some of the most beautiful things come from those moments when you finally just friggin' throw your hands up in the air and just go, screw it. I don't care. I don't care. If I'm wrong, great. I don't care if I'm wrong. If I'm right, that's wonderful, but I don't care if I'm wrong. That's perfectly acceptable. I will go and find someone else then. So be it, right? That, when you can reach that point where I don't care, you've come a long way. And I think there's something to be said about that too, because you get out of your own way. You let go. You let things happen on their own accord. You give them a chance to manifest. Things aren't going to be instant often, right? Unless, I mean, there's situations where it can be, but for some of the longer termed ones, the ones that might take a year to manifest, there's things that need to happen. You can't just I imagined it, boom, phone call, all right, we're going out. Like that doesn't normally, like the stuff we're trying to significantly manifest, that's not normally how it's going to play out. Always exceptions to the rule. Some things take a ridiculously long time. Some things happen very, very quickly. They always will. Quickies, that's a funny little slip if you think about it. But they always will happen in their own pace. And again, there's many, many, many factors that come into play. I think that's really the key point that I've been trying to make on this whole show. Manifest specific someone. Perks, pluses. I don't know what the hell I'm going to add. There needs to be another word in there for whatever the case is. Anyway, Chicago, Just You and Me is what we came in with. We're going to be going out with a great Foreigner song, Waiting for a Girl Like You, which is a great, great tune. If you'd like to contact me, feel free to do so at Dan